This call is from a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from. This call will be recorded subject to monitoring at each time.
Hello?
Hey, man,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
They
Hey,
replaced one of the phones recently because it was broken, so it might be this phone that's the clearest.
yo, that phone is crystal clear, man. Crystal
Yeah.
clear. I mean, I can hear it clear. So, yo, Gary, man, one thing I want to talk about, because I know it broke up last time I was talking about the phone call, but we were talking about when you were in the DR and they wind
Yeah.
up coming in. I know, you kind of explained that. Now that we got a crystal clear phone, can you explain that entire scenario from? I know you mentioned it was 4 in the morning, about 5 in the morning when it all started. Can you explain that one more time?
Yeah, no problem. Basically, the day started, well, the night started out pretty normal. I was drinking on my porch with my girl, listening to music, and we were all both happy because that time it was, we were going through a COVID lockdown, and the curfew was supposed to be lifted. I was looking forward to the morning because it was going to be the first morning that we could go outside and be on the streets normally. There was going to be no more curfew lockdown and stuff.
Wow.
So we were really partying and happy that this was all over. And airplane flights were restarting. The airports were going to be open. Everything was like going back to normal because we've been in lockdown for months. So we all were happy, partying, and then I fell asleep like about 3 in the morning, drunk in my bed. But then at 5 in the morning, I heard someone coming in. I don't know who it was because I was sleeping in the back room, and then the next thing you know, there's two guys in my room with shotguns. I thought I was getting robbed, and they grabbed a cell phone out of my hand that was lying next to me on my bed, and they said, "Get dressed and grab your passport. You're leaving." I said, "What? Where am I going?" "Doesn't matter. You're being removed from the country. You have to leave now." Like, what? What's happening? And I was screaming at them and couldn't figure out what was going on. My girlfriend came running down from upstairs because she heard the commotion. I was screaming them in both English and Spanish, and they were looking at each other saying, "What's this guy talking? German? Russian? What language is he talking?" I said, "Damn it, I'm talking your language." And no papers, no nothing. They eventually just pulled me out and threw me on the back of a pickup truck. At the same time, they were grabbing all the electronics off my walls, anything that had electrical outlet. They were unplugging and just grabbing and yanking it out of the place and throwing it on another truck. Someone upstairs, I think, shot a video. I don't know who because that was leaked later on the internet. And then they drove me to the airport. I was still yelling and screaming at the airport. I said, "Where am I going?" "You're going back to Canada. You're being kicked out of the country." I said, "Hey, am I under arrest?" "No, you're not under arrest. We don't want you in the country anymore." I was like, "What's going on?" Screaming, yelling at the airport. "Well, if I'm not under arrest, I'm leaving. I want to talk to the Canadian government." And they said, "Oh, you'll talk to them when you land." Then I was screaming at the United Airlines ticket agents, like, "I didn't buy this ticket. Well, where am I going?" I said, "Well, the ticket says you're going to Toronto." So eventually I ended up in the airplane. It was like the first airplane out of the country. The airport's just reopened, so it was packed with over 600 people. And the plane flew over America, and then it has to land in New Jersey to refuel and continue on its way to Canada. And because it's after 9/11, everybody has to get off the plane, scan their passport before they get back on.
Yeah.
I scanned my passport. They said, "Oh, you have to go to secondary inspection." So I went to secondary inspection, sitting there for a while. And after I was sitting there for a while, an FBI agent walked up to me, sat down next to me, and said, "You're under arrest. There's an open indictment on you." I said, "What?" "We'll explain later." And they calmly walked me out of the airport, put me in their FBI car. That's when they put handcuffs on my family, read me my rights, and then took me to the local county jail, New Jersey. And then county jail, after about a few hours of being processed, they finally just threw me into general population with assaults of other people. Never been in jail before. I was the only new experience from there. I didn't even know what my charges were at that then or nothing. It wasn't until like a few days later, they took me out of the county jail, brought me to a small room where I had a phone call with the judge where he explained my rights and told me what my charges were and that I was then going to be extradited soon to Seattle to face my charges. Okay. So officially, I wasn't ever extradited out of the Dominican Republic. I was just kicked out of the country.
Damn. And when this was going on, Gary, I know you mentioned, like, I had no idea, you got all the way there. While during the process, while everything was going on, you mentioned how scary it was. What started going through your head at that time? Were you thinking it was something else? Were you thinking this could be it? What was kind of going through your mind at that time?
Well, I knew it was most likely what it was for, because there was nothing else in my life that could involve so much agencies and so much hassle. I mean, everything I was doing in life was legit, the mental stuff. So I basically knew what it was.
Okay.
Just didn't know exactly what the charges were.
This call is from a federal prison.
How long I'd be facing until I got to Seattle, and that took a while. With COVID, those lockdowns and stuff, before I had a lawyer, before I could start working on my case and really just start ripping everything apart to get the best sentence I could possibly get.
Man. So, Gary...
But I'm always strong-minded. It doesn't matter how scary a situation is. I can always think of my...
Good. And I was going to say that because, a lot of people kind of crack. They break down. You mentioned someone recording the video leak. I didn't see that. I could research. I've looked up a lot of other things. But, while this was happening, Gary, did you ever once think that you were going to see others kind of follow suit along with you? Did you think that it was kind of going to be something where you were going to see, because it probably was others involved, right? Did you think you would see others, or did you think this was something that the buck stopped with you?
Well, I suspected eventually that there would be other people arrested, but I wouldn't find out until I get to court, and even if I did, I've seen similar cases here in prison. They always separate everybody anyway. So co-defendants are always housed elsewhere and stuff. So they always want one co-defendant to turn on another, which in my case never happened. So.
Yep. I was going to say, and that's typically how it does happen. Now, Gary, when you get out, what are some of the things you're going to do to stay away from everything? A lot of people say they go back to, certain places and there's habits and things that are still there from when they were moved. Do you think those negative influences are going to still be there, or do you think that even if they are there, you have a good mindset to kind of move past it?
Oh, I have a strong mind. I don't go back to, I never gone back to my ex-wife, so why would I go back to a situation like that?
Yo, great answer, man. Yeah, you're right, man. If you ain't going back to the ex-wife, you good.
Always move forward and find a new path and direction.
All right, that's good, man. And Gary, at this weekend, so because it's our last minute, this weekend I'm going to put up a video where I'm going to be asking for donations. I'll probably GoFundMe kind of holds the funds. I want to be able to have access to the funds to where we don't, if you need it, I could just send it to you where I don't have to go through any red tape or anything like that. I let everybody know that we're trying our best to just help you before you get out. So it seems like we got a lot of people that are on board. You got a lot of people, Gary, that forget the articles. You got a lot of people that know you personally. I have a couple people from Toronto said when you get out, talk to them. Okay, so you got a lot of people on the outside that's caring about you, man. Just want you to know that.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. We'll try to touch base on Monday.
Yep, you know how it is. We'll touch base on Monday. We'll be texting back and forth, though.
Okay, thank you.
All right, man. Thank you. Bye-bye.